With all the recent working from home being done, having a good desk is necessary to work well. I recently started using a sit-stand desk from Flexispot, and in today's video, I'll be going over the features and my first impressions after using it for 2 weeks now. This is coming up next on Tech Device News. This is the Flexispot EC4 sit-stand desk with the 55 by 28 inch maple top. It's the highest end model of the ones that they offer and has the highest range of motion and feature set. Its height adjustment range is from 23.8 to 49.4 inches. I'm 5'8" right now, and this desk works just fine, and the extra height adjustment isn't needed yet, but it's certainly nice to have and would be useful for smaller or taller individuals. The keypad on this model is the Standard Pro. I'm not sure why it has standard in the name for the best model, but that's besides the point. On this keypad you have up, down, 3 memory settings, memory set, and also an alarm button. The up and down controls obviously move the dual motors up and down. The memory buttons are for setting presets for the desk height. I have mine set for my standing preference and sitting preference to make switching between the two easier. The last button, the alarm, gives you a beeping sound after a set amount of time that you've been sitting or standing for. I don't personally use this, but it's there if you want it. That fancy backlit keypad is screwed into this 55 by 28 inch maple top. When I received it, it had a few marks on the laminate, but they weren't big enough to make me contact them for a new one. Plus, everyday wear and tear would take place from the day I started using it, so getting a new top didn't make sense since part of it would be covered with the desk mat anyways. So for the part that you've been waiting for, my impressions of the desk after 2 weeks. So far, they've been great. My chair isn't very comfortable, and sitting in it for 8 to 10 hours per day isn't a good way to work, so standing has started to become more common in my everyday workflow, and I'm thoroughly enjoying it. I've noticed that I'm more on task and get less distracted from being uncomfortable. I do recommend using some type of mat or rug to stand on so your feet don't hurt from standing on the floor for a few hours per day. Something I noticed when I got the desk was that there's no cable management tray of any sorts, just some big adhesive ties for cables. I'd recommend getting these J raceways to cover any cables and run them through, and also some small adhesive cable clips. These will help to keep the cables from hanging off the underside of the desk or from sitting on the floor. I've also used command picture frame strips to hold up the power strip and have a clean cable setup for the most part. Some chargers, like the one for my MacBook, are too heavy and would weigh down the power strip if I plugged it in, so I chose to keep it in a wall. Besides the desk not having anything included for cable management, I feel that for $390 after discounts, it's well worth the asking price for the amount of value you get compared to fully and up desk models. One thing I'll be looking at, however, is how well it works and wears over everyday use for the next few years, until I give it a reliability review. If you'd like to stay updated on that and see other tech covered every week, please consider subscribing and give this video a like if you found it helpful in any way. For those of you that stuck around till the end, next week's video will be a long-term review on the late 2008 MacBook. Thanks for watching, and as always, I'll see you next time on Tech Device News.